All right guys, so it's planting time here on the hunting grounds. We've got the RTP ground breaker hooked up to the tractor, and it's time to rip and roar on this food plot. So we've gone ahead, we've positioned the disc at as most aggressive points as we can. What we're going to do is we're going to run over this whole food plot with it just the disc in. The cultipacker will be up off the ground, and we're going to aggressively cut the first time. Then we're going to come back through because I don't want to work the dirt too much, and we'll make these a whole lot less aggressive. We'll lay down the cultipacker, we'll seed, we'll do it all, and get this food plot looking really, really good. But we've got the killer food plot blend. Which one are we planting here? This one is the and we've got, bam, the climatized.
Good thing is I was recording that.
Oh, yeah. So we've got the killer food plot seed mix here. We've got the climatized, which has a mixture of foraged soybeans, peas, buckwheat seed, and radish in it. It's going to be about a 3-part or 5-part video series. We're going to be talking about planting bedding. We're going to be planting food plots. We're going to be planting barrier systems, and all of them are going to be on different videos. But for right now, let's plant this climatized by Killer Food Plots. So we've got Scotty now on the tractor pulling the RTP, and basically we've got those discs set really aggressive. So when we're coming through here, it's leaving a slight spot in the middle that's undisced. So we're doing a full track, and then we're overlapping half a track, and then we're doing another full track and then overlapping half. So it's going to take a little bit, but as you can tell, it's ripping this Ozark dirt. It is living up to its name with the ground breaker, and we got some really good soil here that we've built up over the years, and getting it ready to plant. But it's doing its job right now. All right, well, the gnats are out, and this is a little bit different in video. Just because we've been so overwhelmed with everything, just got a lot going on, I've not been able to produce and put out there the episode on planting the food plots. And so it's kind of a good thing that I haven't, because now you get to see the results from planting. And I want to show you how a few days can make a difference on if your food plots make it or break it, basically. There's a million gnats. But it seems to be the theme this year that we're just so overwhelmed that we're behind. We had everything going on, and as you guys know, the world was just kind of going crazy, and still kind of is going crazy, which just made us behind on everything else. Well, made us behind on the food plots. And I would like to have been in here and planting a lot sooner than I was able to. But overall, the killer food plots are looking great. You can see behind me, we planted their climatized here, which has got buckwheat, it's got a pea, it's got soybean, it's got their radish in it, and it's really a great mix that just the bucks and the does all love. And they have been in here heavily, coming in here just now. I spooked out a couple of deer on the back side of this food plot, and there's a lot of browse in here. Like I said, I would have liked to have been planting earlier, but it was kind of that weird mix of having way too much rain and then being behind and just being slow to get out here. And then finally, when we were able to get out here, we were promised a whole week of rain, and we got a slight rain shower. And then coming in here, everything just seemed to go wrong. So came in and I planted their borders. So I've got the border patrol in here from them, and I got the smoke screen on my interior cross sections that I've put up in here. And those are looking great. The border patrol and the smoke screen both are doing really, really well. It's just going to direct the deer and have them travel the way we want to in this food plot. Also creates a nice screen for us to slip in, and for the deer to want to see what's on the other side of that wall and really move and meander through this food plot. But with the climatized, there's been a heavy browse on the beans, so you don't see a whole lot of beans, but there's a lot of browse on the buckwheat right now, and that's kind of where they're transitioning over to. Some of the buckwheat is probably 1.5 feet, almost 2 foot tall, and the radish is coming in really, really nice, and it's looking overall really good. But I was planting with the Groundbreaker 6 in this food plot, and before we even started, I knew I might be short on seed, and just because of our topography with the rolling hills and stuff, when you aren't putting very much seed in a dispersal system like that, it can really mess up like how it's spreading the seed. So instead, we just used it, came in and we dissed it, and we were going to use it for a disc and a cultipacker, and I came in with a 4-wheeler and spread the seed. Well, of course, I did not have enough seed and I ran out, and so we had to reorder some seed. So literally within a 2 or 3 day time span was the make or break difference of this food plot. You can see we've got a really nice green area, but right in the middle where I ran out, it's dead. And I planted it, but we got no rain. Even though we were promised a week of rain, we got 1 rain shower on this food plot. That's all we've had, and the rain shower was very, very light. And so that's all that this food plot's had. So I'm really impressed with how it's doing with the amount of rain that we've had. And we just got some rain here recently, but to get it to this point, it's had 1 small rain shower over the last few weeks. It's one of the worst droughts that we've had in quite a while. But the brown spot that you guys are seeing, I replanted, but literally we got no rain. So the doves moved in. I'm sure the rodents ran off with a lot of the seeds. A lot of the seeds probably just got burnt by the sun, just sitting out there exposed, because we've had some really hot temperatures. So I did one of the craziest things that I've done, and yeah, it's right at the end of June, right start of July, and I just replanted those sections. It's either leave it as dirt and have a hunting ground Sahara dust bowl come across the United States, or replant. We've got good chances of rain for the next 3 days, and I'd rather have something green growing there than nothing. So I don't know if I've ever planted this late, but we're going to see how it does. So it's kind of cool that I waited, because you guys got to see all the planting, you guys got to see the results with very little rain, and then you got to see the problems I had with just waiting 2 or 3 days after. And I would have much rather been a couple weeks earlier planting overall, and I'll learn from my mistakes and make sure that I make time next year. But overall, the killer food plots are doing great. I can't wait to show you guys updates, and the deer are coming in here very, very heavily right now. So I'm really waiting for deer season, ready to be up in that redneck or one of the stands around this food plot and have some up close deer action. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed this, there's going to be a lot more episodes to come. There's a lot of management. It's what we're doing this time of year. Make sure you guys subscribe, comment down below if you've ever had a food plot failure, and let us know what it was, and if you ever had a problem with gnats, because the gnats are out like crazy right now. And make sure you guys give a thumbs up, and until next time, have a better than average day. Won't you